We can take any assessment and set it so we can make additional copies for retakes in a couple of different ways. The first thing you should know is that you can go into any assessment and set it up under the Setup tab to allow students to attempt it more than one time and then take the final grade by their highest score or their last score. So that's always an option. However, a lot of the times we know that we want to make adjustments to the assessment. We don't want to provide students necessarily with the same exact assessment. So in that case, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take it and we're going to save this to our resources. This can go in either the home collection, or if you have specific folders set up for different purposes, you can select your collection and folder here. But then you're going to hit save a copy, and that's going to leave your original right here in your course untouched, so that that's here with all the student data and scores. But we can then go into resources and make adjustments to this assessment. So assessments that are copied into collections, they're always going to show at the very bottom of the list. So we're going to start at the bottom. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to change the title of this. Okay, it needs to have a different title for the students and for your gradebook purposes. Okay, whatever you want to call it is fine. But that'll help you keep track of that here as well. Okay, and then you can open this up and you can add questions. You could change your settings to shuffle them, obviously. You could come in here and just edit a few questions so that they're similar but slightly different. Okay, and then we can obviously change our answers. We can shuffle the options, whatever it is that you think will help make your assessment appropriate for the students. And then once you've done that and you have it the way you want it, you can use this edit gear here or on the list in the collection to add it back into your proper course with the right name. As you scroll through, you're going to select your course. And then from here, you can even select the folder, the due date, and the category as needed, and that will put it back into the course. Now, the last step is, depending on how you set things up, you can decide that you would like your students to have that individually assigned or not. That's up to you how you want to handle that. If it's available to everyone or if it's available specifically just to those students who've done the work to recover it. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go into this assessment inside of my course and hit that individually assigned and type in the name of the student or students who are going to be able to access this and hit save. The last step is a pretty important step. We're going to set up this retake. So we want the grades to be able to populate here. So if this is, and we can have a record of them. So you can kind of select whatever you want here. I would put what it really is just so that your brain keeps track of that. But when you go to period, we're going to change this to no grading period. This way it won't actually factor into the average. We're going to put this retake grade in the original column. In Schoology, we're going to override it. So we're going to change this to no grading period. We're going to turn off sync to sys. We're going to pick a category that it is, just so you have that record. And you're going to hit save. So now when you're in your gradebook, you're going to find this column where it says view. We're going to actually go to grading period, and we're going to go to no grading period. And that's going to give you your retake column. So now you can record and keep track of the grades, but they won't factor. So you can take this retake score and then override it in the original. Okay, we can slip back to our current grading period and overwrite that on top of the assessment that they were redoing. So if this was the original, I could type the score over it like this. All right, and then good idea to go in and use the comments and put notes such as retake, original grade 80, and display that to students. And we're all set.